Wednesday night. It is Wednesday. Welcome everybody. It has been, yes, more than a week. Has it been a week? Are we live? Can I get a 5x5 by somebody? And then let's go. We are live. SFMF Live. Got a whole bunch of stuff to discuss because yes, it's been a week at least, right? Even shorts, I know, are even short because once again, we've been traveling. You know how it is. We've been traveling a whole lot and through places like Texas, which it takes like 3 days to drive through Texas. Biggest country in the United States, Texas. It's not a country, but it feels like it. And maybe it should be. All right, but it was great. First and foremost, roll call. Who's here and where are you watching from? Let's hear it.
What's going on?
I don't know what's going on. We good? Sound, 5x5, check. Production team, check. Ears, open, sir. 1, 2, check mic, 1, 2. All right, a lot of great stuff to talk about tonight. Again, it's been a while, so a whole bunch of stuff. I've been driving, so not able to read a lot of the comments from the last couple of shorts, the last live, but I've been trying to catch up so we can talk about some things today. Big ones. Casual Friday, the suck it up one. Is that a leadership excuse? Well, sometimes you just got to suck it up. Does that mean that you don't want to do your job and make things better? Sometimes, and we'll get to that. For real. You can turn this. You want to turn it? And there's Menachem. What's happening, Menachem? Good to see you. You had a good comment. I think it was a question about, oh, do you call everybody in boot camp sir or ma'am? Yes, every adult, every Marine, everybody that's not a recruit, yes, is a sir or a ma'am all the way through, even the Lance Corporal on mess duty or the mess and maintenance combat engineer helping you out as recruits are building targets. He or she is a sir or a ma'am. So yes, and good to see everybody again. Where is everybody watching from? Whole lot of stuff to talk about. I'm gonna give you a little brief of it and then we'll kind of kick it. But Casual Friday, that was a lot of interesting comments, remarks on that. Loved it. Some were like, oh my God, no way. And then some were like, yeah, what's the big deal every now and then? So we'll see, we'll discuss that. Knowledge in college, right? The importance of that. Again, living proof. Can't wait to share not only Annie Banani's story, but my story as well. Lessons learned. No reason to learn the hard way. I'm gonna help you out with that. All right. Doc Holliday, what's up? Carrie Ann Marie Potts, good to see you. And where are Jordan Hammond? Always motivated to see you. JTB, Backbone 1371. Cody, all right, stay up and stay blessed. God bless you, brother. Appreciate that. Always, always blessed. And are we good on sound? Did I get a 5x5 from somebody? Where's Ray? Where's, heard from Salty Saxy today. What's up, brother? Hope you're here tonight. Did hear from a good friend from my Marine Corps base Hawaii days. Good friend, co-worker, ran the flight line. I'm telling you, like clockwork. Never had an issue. I was, again, the McCaff Sergeant Major, so I worked kind of hand in hand with this guy. Very, very impressed how he kept the facility, the air facility under wraps, quiet hours and loading and the airways clear and an active runway. Marine Corps Base Hawaii has an active runway that cars go across it. and not supposed to. You can ride a bike. You can't walk across it. You cannot ride a skateboard across it. But it is an active runway, and it does have a road straight across it. So cars do come back and forth. Again, just one of the many, many things that this guy, Mark Patton is his name, just a solid individual, kept the station, the airfield on wraps all the time. Spoke to him recently. He has some bad medical news. Mark, we're with you, brother. We're praying for you. We pray for a speedy recovery. We hope that God puts his hands on you and gets you back to 100% very, very soon. While dealing with that, and he just retired. Congratulations on your retirement. Dealing with that, a very serious medical issue. His daughter's a sophomore at the Naval Academy. So Midshipman Patton, get after it. Never quit or give up. You're kicking butt and taking names. You've already spent some time down there, so good luck to you. Get after it. Keep getting after it. Mark, we're with you. God bless you, brother. All right. You're connecting headphones or other device? Yes. All right. So, Carrie Ann Marie Potts. Amen. Thank you, Carrie Ann Marie. And all of you, if you could, if you don't mind, some prayers up to Mark Patton for a speedy recovery. Doc, prayers go out. Loving family in Minnesota. Oh my gosh, I just watched that right before another shooting in Minnesota. Good God, I know so far 2 are deceased, young kids, and a whole bunch more injured. It's crazy. John McJunkin, good to see you, buddy. Pray for all the innocent children that were shot and those whom were murdered in cold blood. Man, I don't know if I can say that. For no reason but hate. I'm telling you, just watch it right before getting in. It's heartbreaking. It is unbelievable. Prayers to all of them, their family members. Good God, please watch over them. Horrible, horrific, coward. Such a coward move. And then he took his own life, from what I understand. Horrible. Enemy, sick people in the world. I'm telling you. Ooh, wow, that jumped up. Sounds more clear, says Carrie Ann Marie Potts. Thank you, Carrie Ann Marie. We got it. Check 1, 2. Recently was a guest, Sergeant Major. Recently was a guest on Sergeant Major Shabbat and Sergeant Major Fields podcast. Is that right? How'd that go? That's very cool. Shabbat? I don't know Shabbat. I know Fields. Interesting. How'd it go, Matthew? And when are you going to come on our show? That's what we got to do. Let's hook this up. Look at JP. Appreciate you, brother. Love you too, brother. And I'm telling you, I haven't caught yours, another one of your podcasts in a while. Anyone interested in any kind of home loan information, right there, Joshua Payne, get on his podcast. Killed it. I got to see one. We've been traveling for the last 2 weeks. So, yes, lock your body always. Appreciate you. Good. Eric Green says the sound is great. Eric Green. Candy 0317. Godspeed. All right. John McJunkin, you got your crew. Let's tell them get their questions together here in a little bit. Maybe top of the hour, because they always have some great question. Wanting to be recon Marine, shipping out in 2 months. Any advice? Physically fit, mentally tough. You can do it. You can be a recon Marine. Is the Marine Corps, I don't like asking rhetorical questions, but the Marine Corps is not for everyone. Recon is not for everyone. But you'll realize quickly if it is for you or not, and then go out and get after it. You can. They will train you to be a recon Marine. To tell the same story, tell machine gunners, I want to be a machine. Can you teach me how to be a machine gunner? 100%. If you have the right attitude, you can be anything you want. God willing. And you absolutely can. When young kids, I want to be a SEAL, I want to be a Ranger. You can do all those things if you have the right mindset. They will train you. Those specialists will train you to that particular task that you want to do. So yes, you can be a SEAL, you can be a Ranger, you can be Marine Recon if you have the mindset. Just passing Marine Corps boot camp. That's what I tell people when kids are saying that. I want to be Recon, I want to be MARSOC, I want to sniper. Pass Marine Corps boot camp first. It is arguably the hardest boot camp of all. Everyone knows that. So make sure you can pass that first. Physically fit, mentally tough. And then go from there. Push to what you want to do. All those things are available to everyone. Do you have the right mindset? Physically fit, mentally tough. All right. Bryce is here. Good to see you, brother. Once I got a yellow star, Carrie Ann Marie, what'd you get a yellow star for? Is that right? Man, remember you got a yellow star for being a member more than 6 months. Awesome. Man, that's it. All right, we're getting it together. We are getting it together. You know, here's a funny thing. Members, the OGs like Carrie Ann Marie. I had a message for you the other day, and I filmed it. It was just a quick little 3-4 minute message. I made a mistake halfway through, and I was like, "Oh man, can we cut that?" What I didn't realize is because the producer just makes things happen out of nowhere. I don't know how she does it. But we're on the road and we didn't have our electronics with us. So no, you can't just cut it out from my phone. So sorry about that. And maybe we'll just push it out anyway, just to the members. It's a blooper reel of sorts. So maybe. All right. But appreciate you, Carrie Ann Marie Potts. Appreciate you hanging out with us for so long. Super support. Menachem had a question. I did not see it. Oh yeah. So Sergeant Major on the Street is, again, it's something else that, if you see SFMF on the Street, if you've seen our list of things we are going to do and want to do, it's bigger than we can, than I could show here. Here's what our priority has been for the last 2 weeks: getting our kids in school. I'm going to update you on Annie Benani. Pretty phenomenal. And then we still have one more at home, remember, in getting her into school. Junior in high school is not as easy as some of us think. Some of us service members who didn't have to do all this because we were deployed. So our spouse did it. And of course it's easy because I didn't have to do any of it. And your spouse has to do it out of necessity because he or she's the only one there. Didn't have both parents to share those responsibilities. So we did some running around after coming back from A&M, then had to work on number 5, getting her into school. So it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's pretty taxing at the same time. Man, we want to pass that information to you. I was talking to number 5's teacher today, and she was like, make sure you ask me any questions. It's different in this school, and we go off these two different websites. One's an app, one's a website for communication back and forth. And she's like, in the hope, it seems like a lot right now, and it's a fire hose of information. I got it, but we're doing this so nobody has to learn the hard way. Amen to that. That's, again, why we're here, why we do what we do, so nobody has to learn the hard way like we did. And as soon as she said that, I'm like, yeah, we picked the right school, right? This is a perfect spot. She seemed like an amazing teacher. Just to have that mindset. I want to give you this information so you don't have to learn the hard way like we all did. Beautiful. Perfect. Excuse me. So we're excited by that. All right. John McJunkin. I think many of them were just now understanding what happened in Minnesota and are trying to piece it together. I think so too. I caught just the police chief there, caught a few minutes of it right before we came on. Again, horrible. Yeah, it's prayers to all of them. Is number 5 in JRTC, asks Menachem. She was. Last year, her and Annie Benani were in the same unit, the national champion drill team, both in it. Her new school now doesn't have it, nor do I think she would have joined if they did have it. Different. Her and Annie Benani, night and day. And you'll meet her one day. I don't know. Maybe. There's 2 you haven't met. Even David Bryant. Where you at, David? It was great talking to you the other day. Again, appreciate you. David Bryant was like, yeah, well, your 3 daughters, You've only met 3. There's 5. You're going to meet the other 2. Maybe around the same time you meet the producer. So, so don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath on that. Doc Holiday, I see you, brother. Appreciate you. Amen. I'm gonna, as soon as it comes up on this screen. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, always. So I'm major in the SFMF family. Nothing but love for this community. Always solid advice, good vibes, and the moto energy. Only thing missing now is getting the producer in here so we can really take it to the next level. Amen, Doc. Let's go. Right? There's 3. You have it. The producer, CC number 2, and CC number 5. We need to get them on here. Get them on. CC number 5, come over. One day, we will. We'll make it happen one day. But thank you, Doc. Appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words. And yes, I'm going to maybe trick him one time and just flip the camera around. I don't know. I don't know how that would work out for me. All right. Menachem says we met Kimi, Sergeant Cece, and Annie Benani. That's correct. That's the 3. That's number 1, number 3, and number 4 in order of birth. So yes, 2 more. Sam Caceres, good evening, Sergeant Major, was wondering if the McMap program, did you go all the way to the top belt? I did. Sam Caceres, black belt, I did. And I'm not afraid to admit it, I did receive the gentleman's course. Those of you McMap instructors, don't give that gentleman's course ever to anybody. Not that we didn't do everything, but I think he went a little easy on us. And I was probably the youngest of the sergeants major there, and I wanted to just get some. So I was that guy that kept having to kind of hold back a little bit. It was with some sergeants, some E9s and some 06s and above. And we got I wanted to be thrashed like I was from my green belt instructor course, where I thought I was in boot camp getting hazed all over again. That was 1999. That was a whole lot different back then. We didn't have gloves. We put on a flak jacket and just fought most of the time. That's really all we did. It seemed like we learned the moves, and we had the classes, and it was legit. In fact, it was the McMap team that came out to Okinawa and trained the. It was when I worked at the Staff NCO Academy. So still pretty new. The Master Guns, I don't remember his name. Master Guns was in charge of it, and they were still fine tuning it. So I'm pretty sure they took a lot of the stuff out because it really, literally was 50, 60, 75% of it was body hardening and then grappling and then fighting. Loved every minute of it. It was good. They made a lot of changes to it. But yes, to answer your questions, yes, I did go to black belt. Sergeant Cece is a black belt instructor. So if you ever run across her, have her teach you a couple of things. She's a little bad, you know what. Nope. What else? Can I move this just a little bit so I'm not turning my head? How's that? Oh, look at there. It's not even in it. All right. All right. Doc says, see you all in October 18th. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will be there. Menachem is what? How many? It's just really bright is all. I'm sorry. The oldest of 6, 5 boys, and the baby is a girl. Fun life. That is awesome. Oldest of 6. Met a chaplain yesterday. Good on you, Menachem. You must have done a lot of babysitting. Did it make you not want to have kids? Or do you want to have kids now after dealing with 5 younger siblings? Good on you. I know you did your part. I know you did. Just you can tell by the type of person that you are. So good on you. Met a chaplain yesterday when we were taking CC number 5 around. She had to get a shot. So getting her in school. And just, chaplain was the nicest guy in the world. Rudd. Chaps, if you happen to get on the channel, I told him and his coworkers about the channel. Hopefully they take a look at it. But super nice guy at an office that overlooked the ocean and just full of motivation. His whole family is serving somehow, some way. He had a pretty unique story. Been in the Navy a very long time. And his family's serving, right? His kids are serving. He has 4. When I told him I had 5 daughters, he said, "Oh, you beat me by 1." He has four daughters and a son. Different order, though. I don't remember which one his son was, the youngest. Either way, good on you, Menachem. Get after it. I want to have a big family with God's help. Amen, Menachem. The United States, we need to have more kids, right? Parents stay together, have more kids. We need to increase that. I know we're a little low right now. That's from Charlie Kirk. He's pretty smart. That's what he said. JP, I just put my daughter in jiu-jitsu, 3-year-old. Awesome. That's CC number 2 has been in jiu-jitsu for the past probably 10 years now. Great sport. Mind, right? One mind, any weapon kind of thing. It's awesome. General Kenobi. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Going to USMC boot camp October 14th. So you ain't a general yet. October 14th, going to boot camp. Other than the obvious and making sure that I'm physically fit before I go, what are some other things that other people don't focus on before going that you think would benefit people? Great questions. Congratulations. Happy for you. So happy for you making such a big, bold decision like that. So good on you. October 14th. Why does that day sound familiar? Anyway, before the boot camp challenge, you going to San Diego? Maybe we'll see you down there because we're going October 18th with Doc, and we're going to do the boot camp challenge. We'll look for you. You'll be 4 days after you've been there, you'll be sweating and getting busy. So here's some things that you can, other things, obviously physically fit and mentally tough. Know as much about the Marine Corps as you possibly can. The easy stuff, birth date, birthplace, some famous people, Chesty Puller, Dan Daly, Smedley Butler. Those are all classes you're going to receive anyways. And if you've never heard of any of those people, that's just more you have to study. General orders, rank structure, that be able to recognize every single rank from private to sergeant major, from lieutenant, second lieutenant to 4-star general. Be able to recognize and even equate those to Navy after you learn Navy ranks as well. Terminology, right? Marine Corps history. The more you can at least put in your mind, so when you do hear it again, when you receive an actual class, it's like, oh, it's all muscle memory. You've heard it before. You won't have to spend as much time studying. So you can work on other things. Drill. If you don't know any drill, you're behind the power curve because half those kids there have been in some kind of ROTC, JROTC, Sea Cadets, Young Marines, all those programs that teach them how to drill. So if you know, and I still believe to this day, that's the only thing that got me recognized right away to be a squad leader, then eventually guide. Same with Sergeant Cece. No doubt in my mind, she did 4 years of JROTC. And she was a drill master, color team, color guard, and all that. So I think that's a quick way to get recognized by the drill instructors. I know, because as a drill instructor, you do a couple commands, you march them just a little bit, and you look for those ones that clearly have had some kind of drill training in their teenage years, and you pull them out right away. Teaching them drill. Now, instead of spending time on drill, you can already start hitting them on leadership. Right, and how to lead other teenagers, right? It's not easy, right? Kids leading kids for the first couple of weeks until you start turning into motivated recruits. So physically fit, mentally tough, those are the obvious ones I think you're talking about. Marine Corps knowledge, terminology, drill. Really, it's about it. You don't need to practice getting up early because you're going to have no problem getting up early. The drill instructors will help you with that. You're not going to have any problem going to sleep at night because you're going to be so exhausted. So you don't need to plan for that. Was that Randall? I see you, brother. How you feeling, by the way, Randall? And good to see you. And thanks again. Look at just 5 more memberships, brother. These memberships are gonna pay off. I want to say, trust me on this. But thank you, Randall. And again, how you feeling? Give us an update. There's USMC Cece. Oh, she received a gift from Randall. Sergeant Cece owes you, Randall. She just received a gift membership from you. Awesome. You better get on there, USMCC. Zeke received a membership. I'm so glad that it shows now who received it and who you received it from. So awesome, Randall. Thank you very much. Orange, BZR received a gift from Randall. Right, Manak? I'm sorry, CC got one. Hurrah. Adam East, what's up, brother? What's happening in the active duty world? Pretty cool. You're on that podcast. If you could you put it on here so we can click on it later and watch it? Find his name, click on it. You should have the option. How do you do? Sergeant. All right. Randall. He said, Major, much love to the channel from me and Ellie. Again, appreciate you guys, Randall, so much. Huge. Supporter. That's not what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Appreciate your support, your constant, continuous support always. Kelly, the OG, is here. Hey, everyone. My son went to boot camp Sunday. Wow. It's been a couple of days, Kelly, the OG. How you feel? You miss him? I know that's a rhetorical question as well. Of course you do. Trust the system. He's in good hands. He is in good hands. They're going to thrash the crap out of him, of course. That's all part of it. They're going to strip him down. Sorry about that. I think we're not Lima. Noemi, if you can come put this back on the screen. We're back up. I had a call. It's on Do Not Disturb. So, airplane mode. I'm trying to train him, you guys. Will you get the other producer in here to put it back up on the screen? Oh no, we're back. Yeah, we're back. All right. My fault. 100% my fault. Man, where are you going with that? It's been 25 years since boot camp, and it seems like last week. Who is that? I can't see what it says now. J1s? It was fine. I said it's back. I said we're back. That's good. It was Josiah. Josiah, what you need to do, I thought it said an unknown number. What you need to do is get on the live stream and ask me your question, Josiah. Can you text him and tell him to get on? All right. Small snafu. We got it. We got it together. All right. John McJunkin, Depp, Poolee. I'm going to look down here. Fleischer asks, I have a year to go before enlisting into the Corps. Sometimes I feel left out since my older brother left earlier this March. Is that normal? Yeah, you're going to be behind him. He's going to be senior to you, and he's probably not going to let you live it down until you outdo him and get promoted ahead of him. That's what you got to focus on. Sure. I would, if one of my brothers went, I would want to go at the same time, and I'm the youngest. So they would have had to wait for me to go with them. But yeah, that's fine to feel that way. Just continue to get ready, continue to prep, and hopefully he tells you what he wishes he would have done prior to going. So that's absolutely normal. He left earlier this March, April, May, June. So he's a Marine. Good on him. And congratulations to him. And how come he's not on the channel? That's what you need to tell him, to get on the channel as well. And he can tell everybody, right, what's some good stuff to do, how to prepare better, what he wishes he would have done. Did a short, long time ago on that. If you could tell yourself, your recruit self, things that you know now, what would it be? That's some good responses, right? If I'd have known, and even mine were, again, that if I'd have known that the drill instructors were all going to hate me as soon as I got there, that would have helped, right? Having that knowledge. If I would have known that I was never going to move fast enough and I was never going to be loud enough, that would have been some information I could have used prior to going. So it took me a while to figure that out. So ask your brother. And then, again, get him on the channel so he can share that with everybody else. David Bryant, what's up, brother? Good evening to everybody. He says, just got finished with official business. Well, good to have you. And again, it was great talking to you over the weekend. I don't even remember when that was. I'm telling you, these last 2 weeks have been a blur. We put about 5,000 miles on the truck through multiple states, and it's been controlled chaos. It's been fun. It's been extremely, I want to say, knowledge-based. We learned a whole lot. And that's the kind of stuff we want to share on this channel, the whole purpose of it. But we have been, I've been taking plenty of notes. Again, we don't want anyone else to learn the hard way to do what Annie Benani is doing right now. And she's working, studying something. She's in class right now, so she can't be on the channel. But awesome. David Bryant, appreciate seeing you on here. Adam East, messed up. The recruiter didn't send you all together. Oh, yeah. So I was thinking that too. He just went in March about the brother. Why didn't they go together? Interesting. Yeah, the recruiter should have proposed that to y'all, buddy program. Menachem says, Sergeant Major, Full Metal Jacket, was there really a magic show on Christmas, or was that a joke? I believe back then, I bet there really was. I want to believe it. And Chaplain Charlie was going to give services. I think that was back in the day. I don't know. Where's our older, more seasoned Marines? Is that something that really would happen in Magic Show? I thought that was pretty funny too. And speaking of Full Metal Jacket, pretty realistic. It is one of those realistic movies, the boot camp scene. Of course, things have changed over the years, the cursing and the beatings and the stuff. Still, it was even a rule back then, still a rule today. But I think that's a very, very accurate depiction of boot camp. And I even like, people usually just watch the first half because it's boot camp, then they don't watch the second half. I enjoyed the second half too, when they went to Vietnam, just to learn more about Vietnam. I obviously wasn't there, but there's so many movies about it. I have heard that that's a pretty accurate depiction as well. Well done. The movie, I think, was well done all the way around. Randall Knapp, I would have been in even better shape and studied much more, did well, but can always prepare better. For boot camp, same. I'm telling you, I didn't know you. We don't know what we don't know. So glad we are getting a lot of pre-boot camp men and women on the channel. So no reason to reinvent the wheel. No reason to learn the hard way. We got nothing but information here, hundreds of years of information on here. So glad people are here. Glad they're asking those questions. Kelly the OG says, is there a time to wait before we send my son letters? No, absolutely not. Send away. Send away. When USMC Cece went, did we do it every night? Did we send? What we would do, because we have a big family. All right, we're back. Again, my mistake on this. I hit do not disturb, but I didn't hit the airplane mode. Kimi Cocoa Puffs is here. You know, CC number 1. Randall Knapp, I thought Jarhead Boot Camp was accurate, supposedly 1989. Mine in 1986 was similar. I think so too. Jarhead, there's not a whole lot of love for the movie in general. Again, I did a short on it. Very accurate. Because I think it wasn't a big hit because there wasn't a whole lot of Hollywood BS in it. That's why it didn't get the show that your average person wanted. But anyone that went to Desert Storm, I think, would agree. Again, it wasn't a cinematic genius, but it was accurate because Desert Storm, quite frankly, was very, very boring. And that's kind of how the movie depicted it, but it was real. It was realistic. But the boot camp scene was pretty accurate as well. I agree, Randall. John McJunkin, another Poolee, Yavaso. Does it cut out? Did somebody say that? My dad is cool. Oh, my dad's cool with me joining the Marine Corps, but mom says for me to go Coast Guard to be close to home. Love them both, but don't want them fighting. Quick and easy answer. It's got to be your decision. What do you want to do? It's your life for the rest of your life. And that's easy for me to say now because all the kids are grown and making their own lives. Just got one still in high school, but they've all made their choices and we supported them 100%. We didn't always agree. Even my own parents didn't agree either. And vice versa, though. My mom signed before my dad. I was underage, so I had to get them both to sign. My recruiter worked overtime. I was on the delayed entry program for 11 months. And it took him about 6 months before my dad finally signed. Same thing, though. My dad didn't want me to join. And if I did join anything, he wanted me to join the Navy. Thank God I listened to my mom. Just kidding. But it's got to be your decision, what you want out of your life for the rest of your life. The Marine Corps, obviously biased, the Marine Corps, no regrets whatsoever. It's something that's going to be ingrained into you for the rest of your life. To be closer to home, I just don't think is a good answer. And Mom, don't get me for this, but for instance, USMC Cece, she chose her 3 when she filled out her dream sheet. It was everything but home. Kind of the whole reason one of the reasons she joined is to get away from home, not to get away from home, but move and explore the rest of the world, right? I was under the mindset of your mom where I try to get close to home. And the Marine Corps said, nope. Nice try, buddy, but you're going to Okinawa, Japan. Best thing that ever happened to me in my career was getting as far away from home as possible. Because over the course of your career, you're going to go home. You're going to go home on holidays. You're going to take leave. Plenty of time to spend at home. Some Marines, excuse me. Some Marines want to do it. Well, I want to be close to home to help my family. One, your responsibility right now is creating your life. So the best, and some Marines even get out to stay home to help their family. Best way you can help your family is stay in, get the retirement, have all the benefits that the services, the Marine Corps does offer you. But to join the Coast Guard, if that's the only reason to be close to home, again, I would explore that just a little bit more. And depending on where you are, because you're going to move every 3 years. So a couple of those duty stations, a couple of those PCSs will be near your home. Maybe just not right away. And it is. Again, take advantage of travel. Get out to see. My kids have been all over the world and in different states because of the Marine Corps, and it made them better for it, positive. So good on her for being concerned, but that's what you have to make that decision, truly. Menachem, first duty station was Okinawa. It was. Menachem, I'm telling you, that's the best thing that ever happened to me and my career, without a doubt. Loved every bit of it. Of course, I was mad when I got it, and it sucks. I can't believe Okinawa, Japan, never even heard of it at the time. Awesome, awesome duty station. Loved it. In fact, USMC tried to get that, her first duty station. Adam East, here straight from the guns. The goal is not to stay close to home before I join. I never left the country. Now I've been to 24 countries, some twice, and live in 2 countries for 1.5 years each. That's what it's all about, right? You can stay home all you want. Join, travel around the world, and if that's not for you, then go back home. Make that, and do it on the government's dime. Let the government send you all over the world. I'm telling you, my kids have been on C-130s. They've been on military aircraft on the government's dime. And that's experience you can't beat that. Awesome. Kelly OG says, that's what I told my son. He wanted to stay close to home. And I said, there's always a flight home. You're only a flight away. Absolutely. Kelly gets it. I'm telling you, get out and explore. Just a guy. I want to join the Marines, but honestly, I've kind of noticed recently wars don't seem to be for true goal. Afghan was, we pulled out. Iraq was weird. Vietnam, less near. So with that, you can't join because you want to serve your country, right? Don't think about specific conflicts and wars that you have no say-so over. If you want to defend your country, you want to serve your country, then join. And lately, I don't know if you can go with what has been happening lately, but we're getting to the right spot once again. So this would be a great time to join it. And if you notice, everyone, the Marines still meeting our recruiting goals. We've never not, and we're the only service who has. So if you're thinking about joining any service, why would you not join the Marine Corps, who has not had a recruiting problem ever, right? We always meet our recruiting goals, and that's for a reason. And again, shout out to the recruiters for busting their tails and making that happen. Good on them. And we're great. We're in a great spot right now. America's getting where we need to be. Sergeant Major, all my awards, everything was destroyed in a flood. This is from Jasmine Weatherford. All my stuff was destroyed in a flood. How do I get them? Again, I'm a combat vet, 3-1, Lima, Operations Phantom Fury, November 04. So, Jasmine, am I saying that right? Jason. I'm sorry, Jason. 3-1 is what threw it off. Jason Weatherford, Headquarters Marine Corps. You're gonna have to Google it right now because I can't and I don't know what it is, but all your records are stored there. It's not easy, but you can get everything. Your DD-214 says exactly what you've earned. Hopefully it's correct. And you request all those documents back. I just requested, the producer requested for me my DD-214 member 4 copy. It's a different one. Why is there two? Long story. National Archives. Oh, it's the National Archives. Can you put it up? All right, the producer's going to put it up for you, but everything is recoverable. Sorry to hear about the flood. I hope you didn't lose anybody. And some things just can't be replaced, but those things absolutely can. You got to be persistent with them, right? You're probably going to have to fill a whole bunch of paperwork out to prove who you are and that it is you, but do it. Do everything you got to do. That stuff is very important. No, Jason, yes. Sorry, Jason. But I wish you luck. Pray you get everything back. Gimme Cocoa Puffs. Here we go. I'll swing my hammer extra today instead. Get after it. There's Derek, Big Horse. I got one more free awards replacement. I've done it before. There you go. So that stuff can be replaced. Randall Knapp says, join the Marines for the honor of serving your country and for the great honor of becoming a United States Marine. Imagine how awesome that is. And for the rest of your life. Amen. Randall, couldn't have said it better myself. And I like to just, on the humor side of it, I joined the Marines, and it's in a meme. I didn't make this up. I joined the Marines so I can talk trash for the rest of my life. It is. Seriously, no regrets. Marines are different. Marines are fanatical. You already know about being Marines. The service rivalry, got it. It'll never go away. And there's people born for the Army. There's people born for the Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, all of them. It takes a special breed to join the Marine Corps. That's for a reason. And it lasts forever. First to fight, right? Little things like that. Always faithful. Right, just the motivation, dedication, customs, courtesies, history, and tradition, all those things. And again, I thank God every day that I was pointed in that direction because I didn't know. I had no idea. And with today's technology, shoot, I would have known before I went. I would have been a lot more prepared. But with today's technology now, check them all out. Check out all the services online. Watch some videos. right? Again, boot camp is the hardest, 100%, without a doubt. Second hardest boot camp, Coast Guard. How many of y'all knew that? Today's technology, check it out. But join. Randall nailed it. Join for those reasons, right? Earn the title. I have the number to the awards department. Derek, put it on the screen, buddy. Appreciate you. Yes. Do you want it on chat live? Yes, put it on there. National Archives is the website, but if you have a number, straight number, by all means, put it on there. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you, Air Force. I hope you're subscribed. We got Air Force? Where's our airman? Retired Air Force. Love your content. SP. All right. Semper Fi, brother. I'm glad you're here. Awesome. Yes, we pick on the Air Force, but that's what we do. So let's hear it. Pick on us. I'm so glad you're here. Like and subscribe, brother, and feed us some information. I don't talk that much trash about the Air Force, do I? Because I don't know that much. I did serve with I went to the Air Force NCO Academy as a Marine Staff Sergeant. That was interesting. Very academically tough. Of course, all the other stuff wasn't. There was not a whole lot of drill, not a whole lot of PT, but great group of airmen. I tell you what, I whole new respect for the maintenance guys on the flight lines. Those guys and gals bust their behind. They don't work 12-hour days. They don't work 14, 16. They work some long hours, right? And even your promotion system is tough. So it's for senior airmen, I got to hand it to you. Your promotion system is tough. Kind of give out awards pretty easily, right? I think I've told that story. I think my highest award when I went to, I was a staff sergeant. I think I had a Navy unit commendation, right? I was pretty motivated. Half, if not 3/4 of the E6s in this Air Force Academy had MSMs, Meritorious Service Medal. Hard to get as a Marine. And usually you don't see any MSMs unless they're E8 or E9 and 05 and above. And here these E6s had multiple. Some had 2 or 3 Meritorious Service Medals. That's hard to get. So all the services kind of hand out awards differently than the Marine Corps. Marine Corps is pretty stingy about their awards and attachments and stuff, bling bling on the uniforms. All right. John McJunkin, Cadet Barrett asks, I enjoy being in JRTC, but I'm always messing up on the drills. Not sure if it's nervous or my mind wandering off or what. Can you help me, sir? So drill, great question. And I got to tell you, it's not just practice makes perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect. So here's what you got to do. You got to drill when you're by yourself. You got to sing cadence, and it takes confidence and bearing, right? Even drilling a platoon for the first time is pretty nerve-wracking. In fact, that's one of the purposes of drill, to give the unit leader confidence in his or her abilities to drill. It's to build confidence in the unit leader. So that's part of it. Yes, nerves are definitely part of it. But you have to drill yourself everywhere you go. And even, yes, I'll admit, I still do it today. When I'm walking places, especially when I'm by myself, I'll do a column half left on a sidewalk, right? I'll do a column movement. I'll start the stairs left foot first, all in my head, of course, but it just makes it so it's second nature, right? The standing still, it depends on how long you're drilling. Drill, just so everybody knows, according to a drill manual, you should only do it no more than 50 minutes, 50. Seems like a long time, but when you're teaching somebody and you love drill, 50 minutes is not very long. 50 minutes, 50 with a 10-minute break. You shouldn't drill more than that because people lose interest, right? Not everybody. I had to remind myself when I was in JRTC that all these cadets don't love drill as much as I do. Some do, but not most. So you have to drill yourself, right? Just constantly practicing calling things on the correct foot, right? And the more confident you get, that will ease all your nerves, and you You won't be so self-conscious that you're not doing it right. So drill in front of a mirror, right? Find a big mirror. If you have your closets or whatever somewhere in your house, just do facing movements, and then get a buddy, and then you face each other. Rifle movements is the best way to learn it. Is doing it face to face with another person or in front of a mirror. Then you can check out all those things: bent wrist, shallow tip, all those things you can see. Your toughest critic is yourself. Told you what Annie Benani, who is now a Corps of Cadets cadet, what she did on her, a lot of her free time, watched film of herself. It's tough watching yourself. You see all the mistakes you make, but more, you got to do it more. All right.
Hey, can you just take a moment to reach out to Doc Holliday? He got banned by accident.
Oh, Doc, is he back on yet?
Trying to get him back, but I don't know if
Oh my gosh. Doc Holliday got the hammer. Who did it? It was an accident. It definitely was an accident, Doc. You guy, hope you know that. And if anybody can get in touch with Doc Holliday, what happened? Hey, Chat GPT didn't need to go deep. Be right back. All right. Producer's going to take a minute and go find Doc. Man, sorry, Doc. We'll pay. I'll thrash later. I owe you plenty of burpees. Can't wait till you get back on so we can apologize. And October 18th, I'm going to apologize in person. Wow. You guys are killing me. David Bryan says, do you still call cadence? After 45 years, I still do. And not 45 years, but yes, I still do. Love it. Love calling cadence. Love singing Jody's. Love calling cadence during PT or just the sing song during drill. Absolutely love it. And I'll tell you this, even as a drill instructor with a bunch of recruits, is still a little bit of anxiety, a little nerve wracking when you start singing. But about 30 seconds into it, it feels good. I mean, when you see that the recruits respond, right, and all of a sudden they're marching better, it just builds your confidence. So the best way to get better at it is to do it. And almost everything is like that. Become an expert, 10,000 hours. I wonder if I have 10,000 hours of drill? Maybe. Just mine. David Bryan, you probably do, right? 10,000 hours. That's how you become an expert. But to get better at it, you just got to do it. And that's with anything, right? You play the guitar, you're not going to be great when you start. The more you do it, the better you'll get. So same with drill. All right. There's a great video on the channel of Annie doing drill movements. Oh, thanks, Menachem. Yeah, there is one actually. Yeah, just some quick little drill movements. Annie Benani's demonstrating, which I'm positive is paying off right now at A&M Corps of Cadets. I'm sure it is. Sing cadence always helpful, and breathing while running. Amen to that. I had developed asthma over my time in the Corps, so I'm one of them heavy breathers, right? Anytime I PT, and I've even had people comment, some trolls on some of my videos, oh, you're going to die. It sounds like you can't breathe. Well, I can't. And that's, even when I run, we 100 meters into it, it sounds like I'm dying already, which I'm not. It just sounds like it. So calling cadence will help build that back up. I don't know if it could fix my asthma, but definitely the more you do it, sing cadence as loud as you possibly can. I still don't get Doc's posts. Can anyone help? I didn't block him. Yeah, man, I can't wait to see him pop back up. Adam East, Derek, there. Oh. Man, I hope we get him back. All right. One of the things I did want to talk about, man, totally missed my topics for today. Casual Friday. If those of you who saw the short on Casual Friday, got some angry replies on that one. No trolls or anything, but just people were angry about that. Camp Lejeune, we saw a story. Camp Lejeune did a base wide. Was it base wide? A lot of units participated in this, and there's, of course, with social media, there's pictures of them all over the place in civilian attire, like aloha shirts. It kind of felt like, to me, they were kind of mocking the civilian, the casualness of Casual Friday. And I even told on my short that I remember NCOs, I think it was when I was in McCass or whatever unit I was in, they wanted to do, or actually think I let them do it once, but they got such a poor participation in it. To raise money, you could pay $10 and wear civilian clothes on a Friday. I don't think it was. I think what I put the kibosh on is I think they wanted to make it so you can pick what day you wanted to wear civilian clothes, and of course that's not going to work. I'm not going to have a couple people here and there wearing civvies. So I think I did agree to let them do it on a specific Friday, but wasn't a whole lot of participation. And then people were saying even, have rules to it. Well, it has to be, a collared shirt, tucked in. No jeans, no shorts, no slippers, no. You start putting all these rules to it, then they're not going to want to do it. The whole purpose of it is what exactly? That was my issue with it. And even to do it a base wide thing, a couple of reasons, a couple of thought processes in my head is one, camis are comfortable. Our new camis are way more comfortable than the old, what are the old ones called? Woodlands, right? Today's camis, and we've had them now for like 30 years, whatever, the Marpet uniform is comfortable. Desert Marpets seem to be more comfortable than the greens for some reason, but they're comfortable. And how much more casual do you want to be? What I did like in there is a lot of people were saying, what happened to Charlie's on Fridays? Chucks, right? Friday Chucks. And I think units still do it. Every now and then you'll see a few, but then you get the commanders that somebody says, well, we're not we can't do it this weekend because we're going to the field. We're going to clean weapons. So it's not feasible for a lot of units to do Charlie's on Friday. Got it. But I think there still should be some maintenance stand down where this Friday, one Friday a month, everyone is wearing Charlies, right? Even the Pentagon used to wear Charlies, and then I think Bravos in the winter, long sleeves, every day. And I think they just recently moved. I think we talked about it here. They just moved to camis every day. Camis in the Pentagon and professional place like that. I'm not so sure I agree with that. One, that's your working uniform. Camis. Camis is working uniform, and it should be for those units who do things that it makes sense to wear camis. You're going to wear Charlies in a motor pool? Of course not. So there's plenty of jobs that you can't wear camis or you can't wear Charlies. Got it. But there should be, again, an alphas day, right? Service alphas. You wear alphas pretty much once every couple of years when you PCS to a new unit. We don't wear our alphas enough. Used to wear it on traveling. They stopped that. So I'm guessing there's Marines that probably never put on a set of Charlies. Air wingers, how often do you even wear camis? Because you're wearing the jumpsuits. So I think we need to get back to a little bit of era with our uniforms and have prescribed days. Civilian clothes, that's for the mandatory fun days that your unit puts on. That's the Christmas party that you put on. That's your post-deployment party, pre-deployment party, right? When you have those events, civilian clothes, all you want. Then there's no restrictions on it, right? It is funny to see how some people dress. I always like that about those mandatory fun parties. You can see and you can kind of guess, the type of Marines, right? You see the California boys, you see the Texas boys dress a little bit different. It's always fun to see their personalities come out. It's kind of cool. So I'm not against civilian clothes whatsoever, but to do it, and even one of my comments was, because someone said, that's great for morale. Why is morale low? Is a deeper question. I think the leadership needs to step back and look, why is morale low? And if letting them wear civilian clothes one day is going to fix morale, I guess you're a pretty good unit. So just look into it a little more. Civies, to make it a common thing once a month, civilian clothes, or even more than that, no way. Once a year maybe, sure. That mandatory party. But appreciate you guys. All the comments were great on that. Loved it. Loved reading them. Kelly OG, got to go. Blessings to all of you. Prayers for all the new boot campers, yes, especially, yes, and prayers to your son. Again, it's easy for me to say he's safe. Even when USMC Cece was in boot camp, of course, I worried about her every single night. So we feel you as Marine parents now. Got it. Hang tough, write often. Please put in there to tell your son, don't worry about writing back so much. Let him concentrate on the things he's got to concentrate on, and be happy with the letter. By all means, don't say, well, how come you haven't written? Don't get mad at him for not writing. He's got bigger fish to fry right now. But thanks for hanging out, Kelly. And God bless you. Enemies, Chuck's every day now in the Pentagon, only branch that does it. Motivation. That's what sets Marines apart right there. Marines are still wearing a service uniform in the Pentagon. Amen. Chesty Polar be very happy about that. Good to hear. 100%. I believe that's how it should be. Representing. Awesome. I'm with you, Randall. We're proud to wear our service uniforms. I love Charlie days. And for a while, and every now and then, it seems like it goes in ways where units get back to it. Fridays, Charlie's on Fridays, Charlie's on Fridays. That's when you can kind of see you don't have to wait for a weigh-in or a PFT to check somebody's height and weight standards. So it's good. Remember, McJunkin, you don't tailor your uniform, you tailor your body to fit into the uniform. All right, get after it. I remember iron on Eagle Globe and Anchor, starts and Cadillacs and boot polish. Yes, ironing on. Admit it right now. Did you ever iron on the instructions? I think I gotta believe almost everybody had done that at least once. Why are there instructions in that material? That's what I'm talking about. Why that should have never have even been part of that piece of paper. Just the Eagle Globe and Anchor. That would have saved us a lot of people, plenty. Now without his name in the chat, we can't get Doc back. Still, man, I feel bad for Doc. That's all right. Sergeant Major Ogie here. No, that's all right. We're gonna get him back. What did I say? It's all right that he's not here? No, it's not all right that he's not here. We're getting him back. We got to. In fact, we're not ending the show till we get him back. Should we stop and restart? Can we do that? Was he banned like forever? We don't know. Doc Holliday, one of us accidentally banned you while the comments shifted up. I tried to fix it by hide user and then unhide user, but not sure if it's working. Somebody screenshot that so we can show Doc later. Man, 24 hours. Carl Green saying this for 24 hours. I don't know. How is that, Carl?
Did he time him out or did he ban him? Did he time user or he timed him out? I think he only timed out.
Was he timed out or was he banned? Carl, do you know?
I think there was a timeout for 24 hours.
But a timeout at last 24 hours? No. All right. So even if we stopped and restarted, he wouldn't be back. No. Can you scroll up to Doc? Can you scroll all the way up and undo it from there? Man, I'm gonna let the production team work on it. So I got the comments. You guys don't worry about it. Get Doc back. Please get Doc back. What?
I just did that to see if
Oh.
I can undo it.
There is no, I haven't seen Jared either, David Bryant. Where's Jared? No Jared. Randall Knapp, I'm with you. MNU, magic sizing, edge dressing, Brasso, whisk, MNU. So Annie Banana got issued a belt through ROTC, the Marine option, and she got a brass belt. I didn't even know there was any more of those still left. She got just a brass buckle. She got an anodized belt tip, but a brass buckle, and it looks horrible because they didn't issue Brasso. I don't know, can you still get Brasso? So I wanted to teach her how to do it, but I didn't have any brass. So instead, I just got one of my old anodized belts. Sent that to her because we can't have her wearing busted up brass.
John, we're talking about the question. Can I read it to you?
Yes, please.
Poolee Coringle asked, are recruits allowed to bring and keep their Bibles with them? And will they force me to remove my necklace cross? I promised my parents I never will.
Okay, great question from Poolee. Say it.
Coringle?
Coringle.
Coringal?
Great question. Like the Coringal Valley?
Deputy Coringal.
So the question is, can you bring a Bible and a religious medallion? Are you allowed to keep it in boot camp? And someone that has gone through recently, if that has changed, the answer is no. You cannot bring that. You can bring it. They'll box it up for you. They'll keep it. Especially no jewelry, no necklaces, because of what you're going to be going through in boot camp. So I hear you on promising you'll never take it off, but there's got to be. Maybe they can let you keep it inside of your footlocker or something. I don't know. I got to believe today maybe there might be some kind of concessions to it. What you will get is issued Bibles from if you go to church. They have the little pocket Bibles. So I think my whole platoons, I mean, you can definitely get a Bible while you're there. You'll be able to keep that on you at all times. Necklaces, jewelry, none of that stuff. And I hope that hasn't changed. I don't think any of that should be allowed. There's no watches, no rings, no jewelries, no piercings because of what you're getting ready to do for the next 3 months. So I think they would let you keep that cross. You would just have to keep it in your foot locker, right? And you can probably get away with putting it in your pocket. Just would be afraid of losing it. But they're not gonna. I don't think they'll take it. You just won't be able to wear it around your neck. And then definitely the Bibles. They still have some of those small pocket Bibles are great. Doc's back. Doc's back. Hallelujah. We need Medea on here to give us a good old fashioned hallelujah. Doc, talk to us. Talk to us. Mine's not moving here.
Okay, you better answer his question or whatever.
All right. Doc said hi. Hi, Doc. Good to see you. Trying to block a Marine from asking questions is like trying to stop a toddler from touching shiny things. Good luck with that. They'll find a way. Amen. God bless. Hallelujah. Thanks, Doc. It was a mistake. It absolutely, of course, was a mistake. Look at everybody. Doc is back. You can keep a removable dental retainer. I did. Good on you, Randall. Doc, my apologies. I wasn't going to dime you out, Carl. I wasn't going to dime you out. I was going to take the hit for you.
We all were.
We're all trying to, we're taking one for the team. Doc knows. I think he knows well enough by now. Doc, it's funny now because you're back, but it wasn't funny while it happened. I'm sweaty. We're sweating. We're literally sweating. Unreal. Whew. All right. And that's funny, right? Trying to keep a Marine from making comments. All good. Carrie Ann Marie Potts. See, she knows. Welcome back. You can also throw a removable detainer. Oh, God. Yes, that happens all the time to the removable retainer. Love you all. SFMF Carl. You need to drop down and give me 30 push-ups. I was promising all kinds of burpees. I was gonna pay dearly for that. Phew, is right. Yeah, let me take a drink after that one. Man, see, prayers work. Proof right there. Praying Doc came back. We thought it may have been for 24 hours. But yeah, I was going to shut it down and start back up. He's back. Glad you're back, Doc. All right. Oh, man. Yeah, we're all sweating. Oh, good. You're still coming? October 18th? That's when I'm going to get those burpees for you. I'm paying. I'm taking them for the team. Glad you're back. Whew, close one. All right. Here's a disabled question. I'm going to answer this one. Service-connected wellness. Do you feel like veterans are striving to be disabled in this new era of disability compensation? I think everyone, I'm going to get back to that. Because I just saw a big orange box pop up from Doc. You kidding me, Doc? We need to get that to you. Love y'all much. Much love. Champ. Doc is a champ. Man. Look at them hearts going. Appreciate you, Doc. See the sweat on my brow. Whew. Put on some deodorant. Shake it up. Carl owes you some burpees. We'll get some for you. Awesome. Love you, Doc. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. The disability. I want to hit the disability question. Disabled 80, but likely moving up soon. So I definitely have mixed feelings about it, along with, I think, a lot of other people. And you've seen veterans get in trouble for faking, I guess, exaggerating. I didn't do any disability for the longest time because I didn't want to take away from somebody else. People have a different mindset. After learning I wasn't taking money off a double amputee, I felt comfortable with getting my own rating because I got some issues. Do I think people are exaggerating? Yes, I absolutely do. And I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I at the same time, you went into the service 100% physically fit. Excuse me. You had to, or they weren't going to take you. So, do I think they owe you some compensation? Yes, I do. Because I went in 100%, but I didn't get out 100%. And so I think that should be compensated. You see all kinds of stories. They'll take it away if they find out you're faking it. And this was a gym guy, I think, that he was posting stuff on, like he opened up a gym at 100% disabled. And he was training people, and he was making videos of it. Clearly, some of the stuff he claimed was inaccurate or exaggerated. A little story time. So, but he got caught, and I think they did take it away. I don't know the whole story. I didn't follow it, but I'm glad they did because it's dishonest, right? If you have issues, get them taken care of. The government owes you that. The United States owes you that. But I think there's so many veterans that it's hard to track every single one of them. But I think it's on you. You got to live with yourself, you and your God. If you're going to completely lie about all of it just to get some free extra money, that's on you and your God. I'll leave it at that. Do I think some people are lying? Yes. Do I think everybody is getting what they deserve? I think a good majority now. I think it's gotten a lot better, and veterans are being taken care of, right? And it can always be improved. 1% better every day. So don't like seeing those that purposely try to go into the VA limping, neck brace on, haven't shaved or showered in a couple weeks because they want people to think they're really all that bust up when they're not. It's dishonest, and it's karma is going to come around and get you in the end. God's watching. All right. In the early 80s, we didn't even know what disability was because we weren't told. And I'm telling you, it's such a huge thing now, but it's IEDs. You can thank IEDs for that in the 20-year war. Just the sheer number of disabilities and amputees and PTSD. I think there was just as much PTSD back in the Vietnam era, but we just didn't know what it was. So I hope and pray that veterans are getting the help that they need and they deserve. So I don't think it'll ever be perfect, but I think we're moving in the right direction. We have moved in the right direction. All right, McJunkin. Carl Green. Oh, don't know if I can do another 40. I'm almost 70 years old. Good on you, Carl. Whew. All right, John McJunkin. Chaplain Merrifield said, Sergeant Major, advise Coringo that as long as he keeps his faith strong and prays earnestly, that the Lord is more than okay with not wearing his cross in boot camp. Awesome. Thank you, Chaplain. I'm telling you, very cool. And God bless you for that. Because, again, I'll relate it to a story in a second, but what great advice, chaps. It's God's going to understand, right? He knows. He knows all. He sees all. He knows there's no disrespect from you intended whatsoever. This was going through an airport and I was wearing dog tags at the time, and I wore two. I wore my dog tag and a blank dog tag. My thought process was wanted to keep dog tags of friends I lost. I didn't want to wear a bunch of dog tags, so one of the ones that, at a mess night, you honor the dog tags that are displayed at a mess night are blank. And the purpose of that is, and you toast to it, the dog tags are blank, yet they could bear the name of any one of us here tonight. That's a toast at a mess night that you honor the fallen who aren't there. So anyway, long story short, I wore it at a time, still do, that is blank. Going through an airport, they set it off. And of course, right away, TSA, not thinking, said, "Oh, you got to take that off." And that hit me right in the gut, right in the heart, and thinking, ain't no way. I'm not taking it off. I got to find another means of transportation, or can I speak to someone about it? It's a necklace. You can wand it. You can look at it. You can inspect it. Put me through the conveyor belt. Whatever you got to do, I'm not taking these off. Raised a little bit of a stink. Long story short, they let me go through, right? And they did wand it. They looked at it, and it's a blank dog tag, not a weapon. It wasn't a threat. I think they trusted me. And then getting through on the other side, I'm thinking, man, did I just make too big of a deal about it? I think the purpose why I'm wearing it, God would understand. If in order to make everybody feel safe and comfortable, I think God would have forgave me, and those that I was wearing it for would have forgiven me. So thanks, chaps, for saying that and like that. He'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll have your Bible, and I'm pretty sure I even got they handed out for the longest time, and I don't remember if this is a deployment somewhere. They actually handed out crosses. And I have a few from those. So, thanks.
Did you see Doc Holiday's question?
No, Doc.
About the false claims on veterans?
Can I move this? Can you read it?
Sergeant Major, what kind of impact do you think false claims have on veterans who are truly struggling with service-connected
You need to
injuries?
talk about how the buckets.
Yeah. Okay. So, Doc's question was, okay, what kind of impact do I think there's an impact on the veterans that need, rate, and deserve disability? Is there an impact on them when they see veterans who don't need it and they haven't earned it and they don't deserve it? Because I got to believe we all know some of those guys.
I think the only impact would be is it clogs the lineup.
So, yeah, so monetarily, no. Monetarily, there's no impact. And I'll explain that in a minute. Where it does impact them is it clogs up the VAs. It clogs up the lines. It increases your waiting time to be seen. So is there an impact? Yes. And that, quite frankly, pisses me off. Those that don't deserve it, don't rate it, they're exaggerating. They're taking the place of someone, not taking the money. They're taking the place of someone that needs to be seen a whole lot sooner than you, or you don't need to be seen at all. So I think it does impact veterans that need it, rate it, and deserve it. And it's a shame that those who don't rate it, all you got to do is this. All you got to say is this. All you got to go in there looking all bust up and you got to convince them that you have a problem when you don't. So yes, there is an impact, and it does piss people off, as it should. And again, God will deal with them later. Karma will deal with them later. but monetarily it doesn't. Everyone gets a bucket of money. How much you use of that bucket depends on how much you need. And it's not up to you, but it is up to specialists, right? I saw tons of specialists upon specialists about different disabilities that I have, and they make that determination. So that bucket is designed. I had my own bucket based on professional medical opinions. They decided how much of that bucket I needed. Wasn't taken from anyone else. You don't take from anyone else's bucket. That money that you don't use goes back to the government. So that made me feel a whole lot more comfortable. And that's the reason why I was able to even go get seen and say, yeah, I can't hear a thing out of this ear. Because no way in heck would I take the money, because I felt like I was taking money away from a double amputee, a triple amputee, someone who obviously clearly needs, I can go without hearing. This guy has no legs. He needs that money a lot more than I do. That was my mindset. It doesn't work like that. You have your own bucket. You take what you need and what you deserve, and that's for the government to figure out. So VA math is a little tricky, right? It's when you get rated at 10% and then you go back and get another 10%. That 10% is off the new 90%. It's weird math. I'm not even. We had this whole thing set up. We had beans, pinto beans dried, and I laid out 100. And you got rated at 20%. We took 20% off. Now, when you get another rating for hearing loss, another 10%, it seems like you'd be at 30%. It doesn't work like that. It's 10% off the remaining 80. So now your total is, again,
72.
math for Marines, it seems like it would be a straight 30%, but it's not. Now it's like 27.5% because it's additional 10% off the new 80. And I lost myself even talking about it. But VA math is very, very different. But here, I'll quote Big O, do what's right and you can never go wrong. Right? If you have a bad back, bad neck, bad knees, get seen for it, get it taken care of. And that's when every time I went to the doc, I said, look, I don't want meds. I don't want you to do anything. I'm not trying to increase. I want my back to stop hurting. Can you do that? That'd be much better than just having money for it. Don't want to deal with the pain. All right. McJunkin, Sergeant Major, never used my turf toe injury for VA benefits, only to get out of running with the gunny here. How long does that last? I've seen professional NFL players have turf toe and they're back to work in a week. Are you milking that? You ever heard of the term malingering? I know you wouldn't do that, McJunkin. No way. One doesn't need to wear, it's from Randall, one doesn't need to wear a medal to worship or request our Lord, respect our Lord. You can go a few months of boot camp and then continue with that devotion afterwards. Amen. Amen. Absolutely. Concur. And I think everyone here can concur with that. We don't, no one's going to think any less of you, especially God. That's the only one you have to worry about. And he's not going to. Doc Holliday, Sergeant Major, if Marines are always faithful or always first to fight, why are we always the last ones to get liberty? I'm telling you, first to fight, and we'll talk about that for a minute because I had some special forces guys got real mad at me. So you're not the first. I'm Delta. We're first in there before the Marines. Special forces units will go in first, and they'll do some special forces kind of stuff, secret squirrel stuff. Right? They'll go in, they'll recon the area, they'll find things out. As an organization, as a fighting force, Marines are the first to fight. Facts. Why are we the last ones to go on liberty? That's the question, right? That's the $1 million question right there. On a MEU, 31st MEU, we were the first ones to get off the ship when we landed in places, Guam, Korea, places we really didn't want to go play in the jungle, First one's off the ship. Last one's back on the ship. And then even pulling into port for liberty, last one's off the ship. Didn't understand that. I gotta believe, were we the hardest working ones on the MEU? Yeah, I think we were. Minus the Navy, right, who were in the boiler rooms and making the ship run, and the cooks and maintenance guys. Making the ship run is a 24-hour job. So kudos to the Navy for that. And it's their ship, and they're taking us for a ride. So they should be the first ones off the ship. They should be the first ones on liberty. 100% down with that. But of the MEU, the Marines on the Marine Expeditionary Unit, who should be the first ones to liberty is the real question, right? The admin guys, the logistic guys, again, everyone works hard. I'm taking the air wingers, the infantry, Marines that are the first ones to the fight. Granted, it's a workup. It's you're in the field, you're playing, but even on a deployment, right? When you get back on the ship to come back home after spending 7 months in Afghanistan, should be the first one on liberty. I'm with you. Why is that? But Marines are fanatical, right, about being Marines. That's just what we do, right? That shared misery. Can gripe about it all day long. We do. We absolutely love to complain. Bitch, moan, and complain, right? That's how you know a happy Marine. As long as he's doing those three things, you're good to go. It's when he stops, that's when you have problems. And that's with leadership too, right? We've said it before. Once your Marines stop coming to you with complaints, they've lost faith and confidence in your abilities to lead, right? That's why on my last unit, my last organization, stopped. Man, nothing changing. The leaders failed completely. It wasn't changing nothing. Expectations versus reality, right? That's my last point I'm going to try and get to. First to fight. Last on, maybe we're the last on liberty because pretty sure there's going to be a liberty incident. You never know. All right. Sergeant Major, be honest. How many times have you secretly wanted to NJP a Marine just for their haircut?
How many times a day?
How many times a day? Man,
You see McJunkin's question?
I'll get back to that. What was McJunkin's? I didn't see it.
Did you see it? Yes, about that Poolee, his parents can't make it to graduation.
Oh,
Look forward to come see me graduate boot camp. Do I still have to wait until everything is over to leave?
so questions. Question. McJunkin, one of his soon-to-be Marines, parents can't make it to graduation, can't afford to. Man, I tell you, I'd help a fundraiser if we can.
So wait until everything's over to leave. No, so they'll have like the lonely parts or
So there's organization. Bottom line, yeah, I mean, you got to wait with everyone else, but yeah, as soon as you graduate, as soon as they say platoon 1032 dismissed, you're dismissed. You're on your own. Boom, you're gone. But there are organizations. There's buses to the airport. I'm sure Paris Island is the same. San Diego, there's parent organizations even on Visitors Day. They have, and I don't know what they're called. Maybe somebody on here knows what they're called, but when the recruits get released to their families, there is a percent that you don't have family there. I mean, it just happens for whatever reason. There's organizations who will corral them all up, and they have something special for them. Home cooked meal. They'll take them on a tour. I don't know what the activities they do, but this was decades ago, after I left the drill field. But our friends, the Smith family, Alan Smith, and Lindsay, they were telling us about. She was part of a program that took in the
Sergeant Pepper's.
Sergeant Pepper's Club or something. There was a name for it. This is Paris Island, so I'm sure San Diego has something similar. But take care of it, never leave a man behind. So there are organizations that help out, or clubs or programs that are there for the ones that don't have family on graduation day. You got to figure 600 recruits, not all 600 recruits' families can make it to graduation. So there is. So hang tough. What Carl say? Where you at, Carl? Have you ever been on shore patrol? And what is the funniest thing you encountered on shore patrol? I have been on shore patrol before, and I learned this through the Navy on the Mew. No, it was just one of my trips. I was a gunny. I was stepping so hanging out in the Chiefs mess. I was obviously gunny or higher. I hung out in the Chiefs mess, and one day some Chiefs were in civilian clothes. We were like a week out from a duty port. I don't remember, Korea somewhere, and they're in civvies yucking it up, and they're getting ready to fly off the ship. And all the other Chiefs were hating on them. Oh, you guys suck. How'd you get? They're going on shore patrol. I'm thinking that sucks. They got to be on shore patrol while everyone else is on liberty. You're going to have to deal with a bunch of drunk Marines. It doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun to me at all. When you just spent months on a ship, you want to go out and enjoy yourself. So the Navy does it right. So they took me on this one. They said, hey, guns, come on. We'll show you what shore patrol is all about. They went 2 weeks early to this Liberty port, and their job on shore patrol before the ships landed was to go to every single establishment and see if they want to put it on they want to ban it from the Liberty list. What's that called? No, whatever it's called. Okay. Then after that 2 weeks, they come back and say, okay, all the clubs are good except for this, and this restaurant and this tattoo parlor, off limits. Those are all off limits. But for them to find that out, they had to go 2 weeks early. So when you're leaving the confines of the ship, you're in a Liberty port with not the entire MEU of 30,000 military members. So you get to enjoy the countryside, the country that you're going in without everyone there. These Navy chiefs got it made. They had drivers, cell phones, sweet hotels, all of this to spend, because that's the first 2 weeks. So once the ships do land, now it's time to work though. Now you're going to work. Now you're breaking up fights. Now you're taking officers out of clubs that are off limits because they think they can go anyway. You're carrying your battalion commander and the fireman carry out of a club because he's too drunk to walk out himself. So the second 2 weeks is a lot of work. Marines throwing up on you, and sailors too. I mean, it's chaos to be on shore patrol for that time period, but you're rewarded by being able to go early and enjoying liberty without all that chaos. So yes, I have. And you must have been on shore patrol. That's why you're asking. All right. Randall. Oh, for real, where?
Scroll back up.
I can't, though. I thought I could.
Use the keypad, little arrow.
Oh, I can't. Oh, no, I can't. It's just the screen. Tell me what he said. CAX was pretty sweet. CAX are live fire ranges. There are moments in boot camp, Randall. Moments in boot camp, outside reality surprisingly pops in. Scared my first sergeant, DI. Sat next to me, second phase for a haircut. Told me he joined in 66. That's why I joined. That's awesome. But how, right, the hair in the back of your neck still stands up. It is. I saw all my drill instructors after. Doc, what's scarier to you? A motivated boot with a brand new K-bar or a salty corporal with Wi-Fi in the barracks? So luckily, Doc, I didn't have that much time in with the Wi-Fi in the barracks, and I guess I did I?
No, they had Morse code in the barracks. When you're in the barracks.
Yeah, they had different. When I was in the barracks, when I lived in the barracks,
They didn't have Wi-Fi.
we didn't have anything in the barracks. We had an open squad bay when I was a young Marine in the barracks. But yes, you did see some crazy things. And I'll tell you right now, a motivated boot with a brand new K-bar, much more dangerous, right? I've seen more broken bones and cuts and bruises and teeth knocked in and all that stuff living in the barracks, open squad bays, than you will on the battlefield. with a bunch of Marines. You get one platoon of Marines and one open squad bay barracks, you're going to see some stuff. But I hear you on the Wi-Fi, because I tell you, I think it was, I told the story as soon as I got to Hawaii the first time, and everyone had their own rooms. It was terrible. I thought it was going to be great because now, wow, 3-man rooms, that's cool. The comforts of home, right? You're home away from home. You want it to be comfortable. Marines disappeared. The camaraderie got worse because you didn't live together. You didn't know everything about each other because they go to their rooms, get on the internet, get on their Xboxes or games, and just sleep and play games all day. They don't get outside. They don't do stuff together anymore. I'm sure it's even worse now with today's technology. Loved Open Squad Bay. Absolutely loved it. Of course, it wouldn't fly today, but it did. It was good. I liked it. Absolutely liked it. Which one? You got to tell me. Who wins? 100 motivated privates or one gunny with coffee? Gunny can't be beat. You know that. Gunny ain't afraid of nobody. Gunny is the man. 100 motivated privates. That's just the Gunny. Gunny will have a field day with them. Actually will. Probably field day the barracks with those 100 privates. Gunny ain't afraid of nothing. Company Gunnies, it's pretty unique. Pretty unique job. I did a short on what does the Gunny do, but I need to do specifically Company Gunny, Battery Gunny, Squadron Gunny, because that individual, it is amazing what the Gunny can do. And I tell you, the best Company Gunny I've ever had in my entire career, Gunny Glass, later Sergeant Major Glass. This dude would just make things happen make things appear out of nowhere. And he was one of those guys don't ask where it came from, right? But all of a sudden we'd have a 4-course meal out in the middle of the Mojave Desert. I don't know how he did it and didn't ask. I never seen that dude. Never stopped working. Never saw him sleep, eat, or he was like a drill instructor for active duty Marines. He was invincible. Just made things happen. I stayed out of his way. It was his first sergeant. I just stayed out of his way and just watched him perform. Amazing. That's what a good Company Gunny will do. You don't ask questions. Hey, Guns, can we get some tires out here for tire flipping tomorrow morning for PT? And I'd ask him at the 11th hour. The next morning I'd show up, there'd be 8 gigantic tires, and we'd be flipping them all day. And then they'd be gone. When asked where he got them, how he got them, but he would return them. Amazing. Amazing Company Gunny. That's how you got to be. And hence, that's why he became a sergeant major a few short years later at RET. McJunkins, Poolee, Gustafsson asks, terrible, I'm good with names, as you can tell. Originally, I was told to go to boot camp in May, but my dad had a heart attack. Sorry to hear that. Praying for him right now. Oh my gosh. He's better now, so I leave in September. Hope they keep me informed. Hope they keep you informed about your father, or if so, they absolutely will. Glad to hear. God is good, man. Glad to hear he's doing better now. But will they keep you informed of his health? Yes, they will. The Red Cross messages get through in boot camp. And they will. They absolutely will. I've delivered some as a drill instructor in combat. So Red Cross work. Red Cross messages work. They absolutely do. They do in boot camp. I even had one in boot camp. A recruit went home 3 days, came right back. Didn't skip a beat. He was a good recruit. Didn't affect him graduating at all. Can't say that'll work out every single time for everyone. Probably depends on how many days you miss. I'm sure there's a limit on how many you can miss before you have to start over or get dropped back. But you definitely will be informed of his medical condition. If it gets bad, I don't think they're going to call you and just tell you, hey, he's still doing good. But if it turns for the worse, then they absolutely will contact you. Yeah, good question, though. Absolutely. They're good. Again, with today's technology, I can't stress it enough. They'll get a hold of you. They'll find you. Right, a little different back in the day. We received a message. We were in the field, and Etson Range, I think I was, as a drill instructor. And it took a courier pigeon and another drill instructor on horseback to come find me, but they did. So they will. All right. Randall, I saw Gunny explain something about respect to a Navy seaman once. Wow. Yeah, it's good. Good conversation. I can picture how that went right now. Doc, this is for all my vets. If you could teach every Marine one principle that defines the Corps, what would it be? Wow. Man, I can't wait to see some of the responses to that one principle. Now, are you talking Marine leadership principles? Know yourself, seek self-improvement, right? Those know your Marines, look out for their welfare. Those principles, or just life principles, Doc? Man, because all the principles are good, but and everyone always chooses know yourself and seek self-improvement, which is a very, very good one. I always push a little towards know your Marines and look out for their welfare. That means a lot to me. And again, that's expectations versus reality, right? That defines the Corps. Well, I see. Not what they personally think about themselves. Which one? And maybe that one is know yourself and look out, or know your Marines and look out for their welfare. I think Marines do that very well as well. That does define camaraderie, right? What defines the Corps? The love of the Corps, the love of fellow Marines, right? Again, if we're talking specific leadership principles, know your Marines and look out for their welfare. I think that plays a part too. But the camaraderie, straight camaraderie that Marines have. I think all the services have it, but I do think that the Marines is unmatched. It really is. And you hear it and on our channel, we hear it from the chaps I talk to. He's like, what the Marines have is different. Not sure why. The stress we put in boot camp about and OCS about customs, courtesies, history, and tradition, that our McMap system with the briefs that the instructors give talks about all that specifically. And we don't just talk about it. Right, again, ask a Marine Corps birthday. 100%, every single Marine knows it. No doubt in my military mind that every single Marine knows the Marine Corps date, place, and birth of the Marine Corps, and how old we are. I could see that getting. What are we 247, 48? This year, no one's going to miss that up, the 250th. But that's as little and minor as it sounds. I don't think every single sailor knows the Navy birthday. I'm quite certain they don't. Same with Army, Air Force, Coast Guard. Most do. A lot do. And the motivated ones, sure. Every single Marine knows the Marine Corps date, birthplace, and knows history like Chesty Puller, Dan Daly, Smedley Butler, right? Iwo Jima, the flag raising on Iwo Jima. It's a cult. Do I want to say that? No, we're just fanatical about being Marines. What did we're not going to say. That's how I pop up. Junkie, Sergeant Major, that's not always the case. I wrote a letter to myself and sent it to myself in boot camp regarding being excused from being smoked. It didn't work. My DI still, of course. Maybe they couldn't read your handwriting. Maybe you didn't write it clearly. Always improve yourself daily. Amen. Know yourself and seek self-improvement. Absolutely unmatched, Eric Green. All right. Got my back. Nothing is impossible for Marines. It just takes a little longer and good leadership. Ton Tavern, right, Eric, yes. David Bryant, that's what I'm talking about. Nothing's impossible. That we do absolutely nothing. We'll make it happen. Adapt and overcome. I know everybody uses that, but Marines live by that. No way we'll let anything stop us. Doc says, Sergeant Major, if you could show the audience one behind-the-scenes truth about life as a Marine, what would it be? Excuse me. Life, behind-the-scenes truth about life as a Marine, what would it be? I think, again, the pride in being a Marine, and we talk about it we show it. Again, you go around near any military town, any Marine town, you're going to see stickers on cars. You're going to see guys wearing Marine stuff. You get the hardcore ones. Again, I didn't wear all Marine stuff while I was active duty, but I got to believe, I don't even think I had a sticker on my car, right, when we were active duty. That is what retired people do and what people get out. As long as you're not one of those guys that gets out and the court screwed me over and screw them. But your average Marine, the pride your average Marine has is again unmatched. It goes without saying. The feel you get. Here's a behind the scenes one, Doc. Great man, you always put me on my toes every time. And I've said it before and we talked about it, but until you do it or experience it, when you're on the street and you see another Marine, you make eye contact and you do a URAH or a Semper Fi, right? That feeling you get, it's inexplainable, unexplainable. It's something that you won't know until you do. I think maybe cops have it when you see another cop or you recognize you're a cop and you have that bond already. But I think the Marine Corps bond is just that much more than any. Two doctors see each other, right? Two fishermen see each other. There's that bond, right? Jeep, where are the Jeep people at? You see another Jeep, you give the Jeep wave. Motorcycle riders. How about the motorcycle wave? It's cool. You got to be cool on a motorcycle, and it's actually got to be your other hand because this is the guy. Left hand, you do that down low wave, right? The drill instructors have the down low wave, but it's that bond that you share, and I think that's a behind the scenes thing that really can't be explained. I probably didn't do it justice right now, but seeing Marines, just something about it. Older ones, right? Younger ones, when you go places, going out to a place like Old Hill Street, right? Coast Highway is what it's called now, and you're seeing three guys. Haircuts. One of them has a ditty bag, right? One is, you can tell he's from Texas because he's with cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. And the other guy's from California because he's wearing shorts and a t-shirt and slippers, right? So but you know they're Marines and you know you have something in common and you know you could carry on any conversation with them at any time. Or you don't even have to. You just make the eye contact there, bro. And that's it. That's a behind the scenes thing, I think, Doc, if that's kind of what you're getting at. I don't know if there's any secrets that you could share, that anyone could share, but that camaraderie is unmatched. That's it. Boom. There it is. I said it. Slap the table. All right. The way they carry themselves. All right. And the producer has a theory that Marines travel in threes. Anybody know why? Most of the time you see three Marines. Why do they? We have our theories, our thoughts. Two, you don't want to seem like, just on a date, right? Four is too many. Three, it's a good odd number. Who knows? We'll see. It's their swagger. I'm with you, Eric Green. It's the swagger, and you can see it, man. You can see it. They just walk with that confidence. All right, McJunkin. So, Major, that's true. As a Marine, you push through hardships no matter what. Even turf toe injuries. You still claiming that turf toe? I think you might be kind of milking it. From the producer, Eric S., it takes a lot for a person to excel in more than one area, and Chesty Puller was the poster boy for the USMC, but maybe couldn't be the best dad. Sad story about Junior. Oh. Chesty Puller's son. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. Can't be the best at everything. Yeah. 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 No, phenomenal Marine. So, yeah, something must have been slacking. Old Irene. What's up, old Irene? Eric S. Lewis Puller Jr. story should be required reading. Fortunate Son. I still have the book. You're right. I think it should be as well. It should be on the Commandant's reading list. Terrible.
All right, J-Mac.
J-Mac. Just subbed to your channel, but I've subbed. Awesome. From a vet in pairs of the UK forces, an ex-British SF in the regular. Awesome, J-Mac. Appreciate you, brother. And you a bad mamma jamma. I can just tell. To UK forces, ex-British special forces. Awesome. Good to have you here, mate. Can I call you mate? Hang out with us, right? And keep us informed. Awesome. So glad to have you. I think that was, who's our other UK regular? Which kind of leads me to the topic I didn't get to yet, the suck it up short. Suck it up. Is that just an excuse for leaders, right? When they don't have a real answer, you just got to suck it up. Yeah, it sucks. We don't have no hot coffee and it's below zero temperature out here. You just got to suck it up. Or how about a better answer would it be, let me see what I can do to get you some hot coffee because it is 10 degrees below freezing right now. There's times that we do need to just suck it up, right? Which one? Swedish. Hey, it's my first sergeant, Golf 2-5. What's up, Swedish? Recognize me? Do I still look the same? Golf 2-5. What deployment? Which deployment were you with? Swedish 2-5. Were you on the MEU or the Iraqi, the Iraq tour? Remember, we got fapped out, sent to Fallujah. In fact, Andrew Morgan was just talking about our days in 2-5 together and some stuff we got to work on. Morgan, if you're here, are you here? Swedish. So which deployment were you on? Who was our, I guess we had the same sergeant major for both. Where, you see that already? How yours come up so quick? Both deployments. Awesome. Both of you and Iraq. All right. Did you tell me what company you're with? I mean, what platoon you're with? Awesome. Good to see you. Or actually, good to hear you. Glad you're with us. Semper Fi. That's awesome. And you know Andrew Morgan then. I was just talking about him. We're reconnected. We're going to work on some stuff. I don't want to talk about it too much now, but we definitely will. We're getting on that. McJunkin, I say from now on, every recruit and Marine should never get VA benefits for a turf toe. I think you need some duct tape for that turf toe. I'm going to fix that for you. 3-3 America's Battalion. I can't, Dr. D, I can't see the whole name. Timothy Riley. I don't know. That was something else. All right. No, I haven't. The suck it up short. That's the one I wanted to talk about a little bit because again, there was had a little bit of. No, it's not a leadership thing, and sometimes you just have to suck it up. Yeah, it's true. It absolutely is true. Like boot camp was my example. Boot camp, you got to suck it up. But there are leaders who use that as an excuse to lead instead of saying, yes, I'll find a better way to incorporate some professional military education into our training schedule, right? Something as simple as that, a fundraiser for the ball so we don't have to pay so much money. Nah, just suck it up and pay the money. Nope, that's poor leadership. Leaders using that because they don't want to work, right? Again, just dealt with that for the past 4 years of leaders just not wanting to work. Just suck it up, keep pushing through. This is how it is. This is how it's going to be. No expectations. You need to lower your expectations. That's what my last boss could have said. Just here's what you need to. Here's how you get through another year. Lower your expectations because I'm not working. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to try to make anything better. That would be someone, they were people that used that term. You just got to suck it up. This is how it is. No, that's the wrong answer. You got to suck it up when you're going through boot camp, when you're going through swim qual, when you're going through the crucible. Those are times that you suck it up because that's designed that way. When you use it as a leadership escape because you don't want to work, let's just suck it up. This is a policy. This is how we're going to treat this policy. We're not going to change it because, again, tell me lower my expectations and tell me you don't want to work without telling me you don't want to work. We're just going to continue to expectations versus reality. That's what that boiled down to. I was going to an organization with retired Marines. My expectations were high, right? My standards are already high. So I expected some retired Marine motivation and gung-ho getting after it every single day. Reality was, guys set in their ways. They're complacent, right? Lazy leadership, or I wouldn't even label it leadership. Just set in their own ways, selfishness, right? Again, I was going to say selfish leadership, but that's not leadership. It was just pure selfishness, right? Complacent, selfish individuals. So expectations versus reality, suck it up. Know, as a leader, know when to use that phrase, suck it up. Yes, we got to cross this freezing cold river. We're getting wet. That's when you suck it up. Not in terms of how do we make our organization better. Not just suck it up. This is how we do it. Wrong answer. Lazy leadership. And then know where your standards are. Smart individual told me one time, who happens to be the producer of this show, don't lower your standards, just lower your expectations. Sucks when you have to do that. Again, especially when you're working with retired Marines, fellow sergeant major, right? You assume your standards are right up on par with his. Reality, expectations versus reality. A placeholder, collecting a check, right? Just complacent. That's what you see in a lot of leaders nowadays. Sad. And no casual Fridays. Camis are casual. All right. J Mac. Marines can go to other military installations for training such as Army Air Assault School. Yes, absolutely. That is when everybody wants to jump out of a plane. All Marines want to. That's why most Marines that do it have never jumped out of a plane. They won't never jump out of a plane again. They get lucky, fortunate. I'll say fortunate. Yes, of course I wanted to go. Every Marine wants to go jump out of an airplane and wear the cool badge. But it's just for a select few that, again, will never do it in combat for any other reason, ever. Just want to. But we are, small percentage get invited to scuba school and jump school.
Oh, yeah, it's a split Sphinx.
Which one?
JRTC Raider Cadet.
Split Sphinx. As a JRTC Raider Cadet, how do I quickly cross the rope bridge? Upper body strength. You're talking about once the rope bridge is up, you clip in, ranger crawl, they call it, upside down. You're pulling, you're going that direction. Upper body strength. You got to have some strength in your grip, your forearms, and your bicep, and your back. So if you're good at pull-ups, you'll be able to fly through that. If it's a long distance, I recommend gloves. You can go a whole lot faster with gloves. Gloves, you got to be careful because you get caught in the carabiner. They can get in the way if they're not good quality gloves. I always looked at this time I would suck it up. No gloves. One, I ain't taking the time to put them on because then you got to take the time to take them off after. If you're already wearing gloves because you're patrolling, that's part of your PPE, by all means, keep the gloves on and pull. But you got to have upper body strength. You're not going to be able to practice on a rope bridge often enough, but you can practice on the pull-up bar. That's how you get that upper body strength, forearms, bicep, and backs. That's how you get across that quickly. Good on you being a Ranger, Raider Cadet. Get after it. That's a good time. A lot of great things you can learn as a Raider, and you can get very physically fit. That'll definitely set you up for success, whatever you're going to do. If you're going to enlist, join the Marine Corps after, That's the kind of stuff you're going to be doing all the time, all through boot camp. We don't do rope bridge in boot camp, and Marines don't do rope training as much as the Army does. To get your rope qualification to be a Mike 7 Alpha is what it's called, you got to go to Bridgeport. We just don't, Marines don't use ropes as much. Every single, I think, soldier knows how to construct a one rope bridge, I'm pretty sure, or they know about 12 knots. Army messes with the ropes a whole lot more than Marines do. But we do have our select few. Infantry does, and anyone, again, that goes to mountain warfare training in Bridgeport, you're going to do a whole lot of ropes. And they're good to know. There's some good basic 4 knots that are just great to know the bowline. You're going to use that for everything. Square knots. There's times that every Marine should know how to tie a Swiss seat in case you ever do have to rappel or you do got to cross a gap. What they do, they send you to Bridgeport so you learn the basics. And then if you become a Mike 7 Alpha, then you'll be the rope expert, the mountain leader when you do come across a gap. So good question. Stay with the Raiders. As long as you possibly can, get your instructor to sign you up for every single Raider competition and get after it. Doc, Sergeant, in your opinion, what's the difference between enduring hardship and ignoring warning signs under the suck it up philosophy? So we always talk about, good question, Doc, and that's, man, something that you really do have to be aware of. Everybody's body is different. Only you truly know what your body is capable of. And even then, sometimes we push it too much, and then that's when soreness becomes injury. So there is a fine line that you shouldn't cross, and sometimes we do, right? You suck it up, and then you injure yourself, and now you're out of commission. Tough in boot camp, right? Because you don't want to get dropped, right? The biggest fear is being dropped back in training or just being kicked out altogether. And that's why the drill instructors do those inspections every single night, the hygiene inspection, and they're looking at your whole body. Make sure biggest one is blisters, right? That you don't take care of, or they don't get taken care of correctly, turns into, they get infected. I can't remember what's that called when it infects your Achilles tendon, and they get infected. Blisters get infected because recruits are afraid to say something. So the drill instructor inspects you every single night, also to check your body, make sure you're not getting the crap beat out of you by other recruits. But there is that fine line between suck it up and get it seen. And that's why our beloved Navy corpsmen, right? That's why we love our corpsmen so much, because they can tell you, right? And a good corpsman will tell you to suck it up when you need to suck it up, or nope, come back here, take your boot out, let me fix that thing for you. So there's a fine line, Doc, and you know what I mean? You gotta, and I'm telling you, I'd hurt my back in boot camp, and I was the guide. And I asked the drill instructor, of course, the senior drill instructor. I don't want to ask the green belts, but I told the senior drill instructor about when I went to tell the senior drill instructor. And I said, sir, this recruit, I need to go to sick bay. I think I injured my back. He said, go ahead. Go to sick bay. Leave the guide on and the brassard off, because no guy is going to be a sick bay commando. So, man, that was one of those times that sucked it up and endured the pain, and probably why I have back pain today. Thanks, senior drill instructor. But it absolutely, it was my choice, of course, a little peer pressure or a little DI pressure. But, and here's what I'll say now, as a little older and a little more mature, go get it checked out, right? Take the ridicule, if you will, of someone who, look at a sick bay commando. Yes, but I'm not going to be injured for the rest of my life, right? So there is a fine line to sucking it up. Don't injure yourself. David Bryant, Semper Fi, brother. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. If you're taking off, that's what I'm catching. Sound keeps cutting out. Check 1, 2. How we good on? We're good on sound, and we are. Where you at, Carl? How's the time look? All right. Rounding up, serious plug for the Marines. The most difficult MOS to get into, straight into boot camp, crypto linguist. Takes a very high ASVAB, and to be able to get a high security clearance, go for it. Good info, Rand, on that crypto linguist. And you can't tell me that's not going to benefit you later on after the core. So good on you if you can make it. Yes. Awesome. That is great information. Old Irene. A Marine will push beyond the Marines around. Got to stay alert. Watch out for your brothers. That's the other thing too. Look out for each other, right? When you can see when someone is grimacing in pain, when nobody's looking, but puts on a era in front of you, that's when you gotta say, hey, brother, come on. I'll go to sick bay with you. We got to get that checked out. Don't injure yourself. Yeah, we had a Marine break his ankle on the way back from the Crucible. He was a good recruit too. We all were demotivated a bit by that one. Again, you don't want to. Again, there's good initiative, bad judgment. If it's something that's going to injure you more or put you back, get seen. I used to pinch your ankles in boot camp. Yeah, I had recruits do it. I didn't want to touch these nasty recruits. I had a fellow, a medical recruit, doc recruit. Can't remember what we called them. They would pinch your Achilles tendon to make sure that you weren't in pain. I got a funny story about that. I might have told that one time. Let me get my junk in. I'm going to tell that no pain recruit. Young Marine Leffler asks, sir, this weekend our unit will be having swim quals from a high dive at the local college pool. It's 34 feet. Is that right? 34 feet high. Any advice for being nervous? 34 feet is high. Would love to jump off that. Are you sure? 34 feet is like an Olympic diver. I don't know. I'm thinking the pool and boot camp is 10 feet. And it's typically, off a ship, yeah, it's about 30 feet. So good on you. You're lucky to be able to train on a 34-foot high dive. That's awesome. But any advice for being nervous? You just got to go for it. Follow the procedure. Trust the procedure. They're going to teach you how to do it. Plug your nose. Hold your arm, step up, look at the horizon, step off, cross your feet. There's a way to do it safely that you won't get injured, right? Too many times people put their arms out, you slap your arms, that's going to hurt. Your legs aren't crossed, you're going to hurt your, what. So as long as you do the procedure right, and they're going to teach you, they're going to show you, you're going to practice on the side of the pool, do the procedure, do everything that they teach you how to do, nothing to worry about. All right, it's going to be fun. You're going to enjoy it. 35 foot, that's awesome. Love to find a 35-foot tower somewhere I could jump off. I love jumping off high towers into water, bridges and stuff. Let me tell you about the no pain recruit, no pain. So in boot camp, you turn around, right? The drill instructor checks your whole body. Snap, this recruit has no personal medical problems to report at this time. And he tells you flip or snap, and all DIs have their own structure on how they do it. Then you turn your head, you turn your hands over, and they're checking your whole body, checking your hands, blisters, right? Make sure those aren't getting infected. Checking your fingernails, making sure they're cut for one and clean, and just a hygiene inspection. Very last thing is while you're turned around, you lift a leg up, a foot up, and I had the recruit pinch it, and your response was you're supposed to tell the recruit out loud where you're telling the drill instructor, no pain, but you're talking to the recruit. So I had mine say, no pain, recruit, no pain. And then you put that foot down, you put the left one up. And the hygiene recruit would pinch it to see if there's pain, and you would reply with no pain, recruit, no pain. That was to ensure or to early warning if someone had some kind of lower extremity injury. We're going through it one night. I was a senior drill instructor, and you got a moon beam while you're checking because you don't want to make sure no one's getting beat down or no one has any weird thing growing off their body. So I was doing inspection, and as a senior, you kind of have fun with the boys a little bit, let them a little loose, right, while you're doing it. And this was the third phase. So I was doing it, and I heard the hygiene recruit. He's like 3 or 4 recruits down. He can't keep up with me, and that's because he's got things to do. So all of a sudden I hear, ah. No pain, recruit, no pain. Just didn't sound right. I kept doing what I was doing. I was checking the recruit in front of me. Then I hear it again. No pain, recruit, no pain. This time it caught my attention. I looked back. I said, what did you say? He's like, sir, this recruit said no pain, recruit, no pain. It's like, I heard you say that. I also heard you wince. Did that hurt? He's like, yes, sir. I said, both ankles? Yes, sir. Both ankles hurt very bad, sir. I said, but you said no pain, recruit, no pain. He said, well, that's what I was instructed to say. I was like, yeah, but you felt pain. Sir, the recruit was falling. He didn't argue back, but I was like, okay, learning lesson. That's what you say when there is no, you had to, sometimes you got to spell it out a little bit to Marines. I wish we had crayons back then. I wish that was a thing, but I could have given them a couple crayons. Didn't. So, yes, hygiene inspection is real, and it's for that reason. All right, McJunkin, one more, and then I got to land this helicopter. Am I over time? All right, we just told him that, just from John McJunkin. So, we just told him that it has a 34-foot high dive, but we won't let them jump off it. Only small diving board, which is 3 feet off the water, but it did make them all think, all good. All right. I was excited about the 34-foot tower. Boot camp is 10. Practicing off the side of the pool first, then a low dive, and then a 34-foot tower. All right. J Mac. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, J Mac says, yeah, I know that from what I did. I've done the USA jump wings from your jump school, because then the slide is very bright. Then I was in. But do jarheads go to Fort Bragg for anything? Because when I was at Fort Bragg, I never did. And Fort Bragg, what do we go to Fort Bragg for? We do go to other schools. Is that where jump school is? Then yes, that's where they send Marines. Again, a very select few, usually recon, snipers, MARSOC, right? All the high speed, low drag. Again, something we'll never use. But it's very cool to go to. And usually some senior guys every now and then. You get some officers. That's why I don't like seeing when a first sergeant, sergeant major take up a quota from a Marine, a young Marine, right? It's a good motivation tool for young Marines. So when you see older senior Marines, well, I got to hope and pray they got it as a young corporal or sergeant. Yes, Monaco, we're still on. I gotta wrap this baby up. We gotta land this Gerardo Ochoa, Sergeant Major, Ross Sergeant Major from RSS Harlingen. Good to see you, brother. What's happening? Yeah, long time no hear, no see. I didn't even get an update on Annie Benetti. He's killing it at the Corps of Cadets, A&M, day 2, past the first week. It's day 3 for school, but she did the fall orientation week. That was the part of it. Yeah, freshman orientation. Third day of school. She's doing great, right? A lot of lessons learned. It's a huge campus, so she's figuring out the bus system and how to hightail it in core frames. But she's getting after it. Good to see you, Ochoa. Thanks, brother. Thanks for being here. And yes, Menachem, we're still on, but I'm landing it right now. Good night, everyone. Who? My wings? How do you know I wear wings? I do have a set of wings, and I earned them from the air station, Loadmaster. Right, man. All right, Menachem, quick story. I thought my maintenance guys were screwing around. I didn't know what the air wing did. I saw them all the time hanging out with their coveralls, half mast, we call them. They were just sitting around doing nothing, maintenance guys. So I would get on them every now and then. They're like, Sergeant Major, no, we actually do work. Here's how you find out. Why don't you go to Loadmaster school and start flying with us? So I did. It was a kind of a big deal to have a sergeant major go to. I went to Texas somewhere, San Antonio. Yeah, did the hyperbaric chamber and did the flight school, did all that stuff, became a Loadmaster. It's math. It's all computer now. Not that great at math, so hopefully you don't have to fly on any of my aircraft that I certified for loads. But but it was cool. And I got to see, took me 500 hours. So I would take every trip that the crew went on. And it was, again, one of the best things I could have done to just indoctrinate myself into the air wing to know really what they did. So minor air crew wings for C-20 and smaller platforms. C-40 was the biggest platform I could do, but it's all electronic now. Don't let me kid you. I can't do that kind of math. Every now and then I would tell someone, though, sir, I need you to move up 2 seats because the load on the plane is misbalanced with, it wasn't. This was a big enough aircraft. Thanks for asking though. All right, McJunkin says, good night, Sergeant Major, Madam Producer, Sergeant Cece, Midshipman Cece, Kimi Cocoa Puffs, and the Cece family and SFMF family, God bless. What a way to end it, John McJunkin. And to all of you, God bless you all. Thanks for your continued support. Pleasure spending time with you. We'll see you Sunday. Semper Fi, my friends. Era. And I can't see